What is going on? Just making sure everything is working properly. It seems as though it is, so that's nice. Happy Tuesday. Yep, we did one whole more day during the week. Congrats on that. The channel, as usual, Chasing Geekdom. And normally, I'm out in the world covering comic conventions and theme parks, race events like the Star Wars Half Marathon, etc. Just things that I can't do right now. So I am plopping down here and playing a little Fortnite poorly and talking about those things while I do. Because that is what I have available to me. And I love this game. You can be medium at something and still love it super much. Oh, one of the God Kids is playing. What up, dude? We're gonna go solo for this round, though. We'll see if we get any invites. I usually don't like to bother them because they're actually good at this game. I got better by playing with them, but I don't want to hold them back unless they actively come and ask me to. So let's jump in. So yeah, you'll see the schedule there on the Twitch channel, Monday through Friday, about 7:15 p.m. Central. I'll be up and down and talking about something different each day. Something from the world that I'm usually covering out in the world. I'm more of an event and destination type reporter, I guess, journalist, not so much like think about things and then write out my thoughts in articles or whatever. I've tried, and I do enjoy writing an article here and there. It's just I write for a living. So outside of this genre, like this field, and so I'm a little burnt out on writing by the time I come to my fandoms and this side hustle, if you will. So, anyways, so you'll find a lot more. I like getting out and covering events and doing the photojournalism type thing for the most part. So, goals in this game for the end of this season, which I think we're like 3 weeks away from, if that holds true. We know how Fortnite do. Get to 200 lifetime solo wins. I'm at 192. The percentage is not great compared to how many matches I've played. I want to get it up to. I'm getting close to 10% of the matches that I've played that I've won. I would say the first year skewed it in the wrong direction because I really was just like I did not understand this style of game because I really hadn't played anything since like Super Mario, and then whatever I played on my tennis on my Nintendo Wii. So there was a lot of like, getting to know this type of game. I liked shooters when I was younger, but I really never developed the skill, and this is quite a thing. And then kind of committed a little bit to improving enough so that I would enjoy it more, and that's where I'm at. So I think next year the goal will be have at the end of the year in 2021 be matches played. Where was I? I wasn't paying attention because I was just yammering along. Let's go to here. Looks like a fun spot. 2021 end of year goal being it's probably lofty goals, but 20%. Like moving the solo wins up to 20% of matches that I play. which may take more effort than I'm willing to put in. And it might be difficult because I'm going to be doing this and telling stories and talking about stuff. Hopefully next year, I'm confident we'll all be out in the world a lot more, mixing it up, vaccine and whatnot. I guess Russia has one that they cut corners on and stuff, but like maybe we're being a little too cautious when it comes to that. So, oh, I see you. Am I? Yeah, get out of here, dude. I want to get my stuff, and I don't really want to fuss with you. Anyway, so yeah, every day it's going to be a different topic. Today I kind of want to talk about The Expanse television show, and then of course the books that they were based on. I do enjoy talking about it because it was like the first, fandom, I guess, if like a story or whatever that I was really heavily into in the books, like years before it was adapted into a TV show. So I feel like, yeah, cool. I'm like OG fan and stuff, and I had that like thing that I saw in the OG Game of Thrones fans, the ones that were like fans of the books before it was. Thought I heard someone. Where they would pick apart the adaptation element of it, which is like you forget that what the word adaptation means, really. A lot of times because it's literally changing the way, adapting it to a different medium. So you have to make changes, and the changes are a lot of times, characters and stories, and you're adapting it to be told in a better way for the new medium, not necessarily in a better way, period. So having seen, the Game of Thrones fans like get all about, the show and what was omitted and what was left in or whatever, I was like, oh, I wonder if I'm gonna be that way. Even knowing like what I knew, like what I just said, like that an adaptation is just that. Thankfully, they crushed it. As far as an adaptation for a TV show, they continue to make just really smart choices. As far as from book to screen, some big, some small, some characters they mash together, literally. Where do I want to go? Helicopter man went that way. I like that house, but it looks like it's been visited. Alright. Shark, I have no beef with you. You stay. I'd rather get taken out by a shark than the stupid marauders, though. Come on. So kind of going back as far as my experience with the stories and the characters themselves, it started with Leviathan Wakes, which is the first book in the series. No, they did not want to go through a door. They just went right on through this wall, didn't they? Something happened here. Let's move on. Oh, I like this little circle place. It's a good place to lay a trap. If I can make it there. So Leviathan Wakes, which actually have have here. I buy books literally by the cover artwork. judging a book by its cover. 100%. I'm not going to be shy and lie about that. And thankfully this one paid off. I'll show you in a sec. Get out of here. Somewhere safe. Okay, let's see if you can see. So, yeah. Well. Yeah, Leviathan Wakes. Really good. James S.A. Corey. S.A. Corey. Two authors, actually. Under that one pseudonym. Both of which are on Twitter, but can't really remember by heart. But if you look up James S.A. Corey, you'll find one, and then the other is... I can't remember his name. Because he has another book series that I want to check out. But anyway, so I was in Barnes & Noble, and I thought, I want to get me a book, and by the cover, I thought this looks sweet. Oh no, it wasn't actually. It was in San Francisco at Books Inc., which if you're in the Bay Area, get into a Books Inc. They're a really great, like, independent bookstore. It's a chain, but it's a small one. They used to have one in the airport, SF International Airport, but this one was downtown, not far from City Hall. The story is set 200 years or so in the future. And so this is where I like to lay a trap, by the way. And we have humans colonized Mars, and it's an entity now. So there's like the U.S., which is, or not the U.S., but the Earth, which has its UN, which is this like governing body that will try to work with, but often feuds with Mars, which has its own, governments and everything, and they're often like just really at odds. And then there's the Belt, so like I guess you could call them the working class, but they have basically went beyond that and have gone out to work and gather their resources out in space in the asteroid belt, so like ice for water and that kind of thing. And so it's been long enough and generations enough to where a lot of those the people have no experience with gravity, really. So they actually even look physically different because, lack of gravity means they're like stretched out. There's a lack of compression and stuff, so they're tall and lanky and like that kind of thing. They also have a very cool like way of communicating because a lot of times they're in these suits out in where you can't hear anything in space, and maybe they don't have communication systems that are probably pricey for what they have available to them. So they do a lot of communicating with gestures, not just with hands, but like bigger gestures, that kind of thing, which is kind of cool. And I thought we should probably try to adapt for right now, considering the like curbside and these pickup scenarios you have when everybody's wearing a mask and you're doing it through a window. And I'm like, I really wish that everyone knew sign language, but at least doing gestures that are universal. Usually the one that I use is like, it's a curbside. They'll come over to the driver's side to hand it through my window, and I'm like, I'm always doing this, like just to create a little bit of distance there, and they can put it in through the if they're not doing the like the trunk thing like a lot of them are. That I dig, because then it's like everybody's safe. Of course, everybody has their own definition of that term, and that's fine as long as you're not subjecting other people to getting ill, because you don't know who around you, in public, in places, is compromised. So err on the side of caution for what you don't know. I'll step off my soapbox now. It sounds like a fun weapon, whatever it is, but I don't want to be on the wrong end of it. So that's like the world of the Expanse. So they have stations out there, and they have, so the three, I don't know if I'd call them races of people, but groups. You have Earthers, Martians, and Belters. And Belters are that working class, I guess, or whatever you would call it, that kind of get the S end of the stick when it comes to a lot of things. So a very understandable chip on their shoulder when it comes to how they're being treated. Let's go fight that person. Oh, no, maybe not. They have those dumb little grappling thingies. I don't know how to contend with those. Where are you? There you are. I can get you. You don't know I'm here. Yeah. There he goes, like a little... That's what it reminds me of. Friggin' Spider-Man. Honestly, I wouldn't mind it if they themed it in that way. I wouldn't mind it as much. Seeing Peter Parker, like, bounce around like that. Let's see if we can catch someone by surprise. What do you think? Am I gonna get him? Come on. Where are they? Come on, dude. Are they downstairs? Still getting used to playing with these headphones on. Come on, buddy. Alright. So this is my style of play. By the way, I do a little slinking around. I try to fight more than I used to. But especially now, like if I'm trying to tell stories and stuff. So if you're looking for people that are jumping right into it, this is not going to be the channel for you. I do it once in a while, just to make sure I stay not terrible at shooting. But so that's the world. The three groups of people in it. Story, if you're unfamiliar, kicks off I'm gonna have to pull up IMDb too, so I make sure I get the actors' names right. It kicks off. There's a mysterious, kind of unexplained attack on an ice hauler. So there's this ice hauler out in space, and they go out and they pick up this ice that's basically harvested by the Belters, where at its source, and then this ice hauler takes it and brings it back to these stations that need it. So they're kind of the go-between. And all of the people that you get to know as the main characters, for the most part in the show. It's this ship that is eventually known as the Rocinante. Oh, there's only two of us, so that means the guy is in the car. He's currently spazzing out in the car. We'll let him run some of that energy out. So anyways, real joyride, aren't you? I see you. He flipped it. There you are. I see you, buddy. So as they're out doing this, ice hauling, they get a distress call. They're all kind of like, I don't want to deal, and because they just want to work, because it's kind of bleak out there, and the world is kind of bleak, and they're just like, let's just pretend we never heard it. They end up, doing some recon for this. They grow a conscience real quick and decide to go and research this distress call. And so the main characters, they really want to fight, and I really want to tell a story. So sorry, dude, we're gonna have to wait until we're seriously forced to battle. I'll shoot more people next round, I promise. So the main characters going forward end up being the characters on the little vessel that goes out to research this distress call, and then like the ice hauler crew just stays and hangs out and waits for them, right? So it's Holden, Amos. Wow, I'm so tired. I cannot believe I'm forgetting names already. I can figure it out. Alex, Naomi, Shed. But Holden, Alex, Naomi, and Amos. Poor Shed, but I won't go too much into that. Don't get attached. Spoiler, but hey, we're in season 5 coming up now, so, back woof. But it's awesome. So they go out and they investigate, but then they find this just real weird goo alien craziness on this abandoned ship. And he's going to burn down this house, which is so smart. Yep. Smart. Although this is going to be the only place that you're going to be able to... It's cool. It's cool. Let's fight, dude. That's fine. Come on, dude. Where are you? Where are you? You're inside, aren't you? Ah, son of a monkey. You got me good. Big Poppy 2000. Nice work, bud. Alright. I didn't even see them before I was gone. Is that a fast food hat? Okay. Makes me want to get some In-N-Out. That was bad. Anyway. I'll try to jump in this time. Just for Steve. It was by request. And so I decided one time each session, each stream, I'll jump in. Yeah, so as they're out, checking out this abandoned thing, they detect missiles being shot at them. And they think it's, at the little research vehicle that they're on. And then it turns out it goes right by them, and it actually was targeting the big ship, the ice hauler, called the Canterbury. And nuclear missiles. And they were shot, and of course, it took it out. And they were shot from ships with stealth tech, which was very rare. So then, basically, that was just kind of like the fuse that lit this, what goes, war, between Earth, Mars, and the Belt for, 9 books now? They're up to season 5. But yeah, so Holden is he kind of becomes the de facto like captain of this little crew, just by the nature of his, not without a fight. Like some of them didn't think he should be or whatever, but then it just, as the pieces fell, he ends up being captain. How they ended up with the Rocinante? Oh right, yeah. So there's this whole like thing in the first like season where they end up captured by Martian military. Have to convince them that they're not the terrorists, even though they're being investigated and they think they're the ones that had the stealth tech and all this stuff. And then meanwhile, they thought it was the Martians and all this, and then of course the Earthers. Or it was just all this kind of. What was I going? How about tonight? This. I will find a fight more quickly this time. So basically, that was like a mysterious beginning to a lot of finger pointing between Earth, Mars, and the Belt of like who has stealth tech, who used it to nuke this ship, and all this kind of stuff. Which is a war that just keeps going and starts unraveling, throughout, the entire series. Huge lack of trust, obviously, between, all those groups of people. Turns out, though, it's a distraction. That whole thing was something connected by a mysterious, and I won't go spoiling things too much, but we'll call it a group or a person or whatever with different motives. There's some marauders down there. Getting Earth and Mars especially, but Earth, Mars, and the Belt kind of distracted by fighting with each other and pointing fingers and stuff so that they can keep doing this nefarious thing that they're up to. And series is a lot about is Holden and crew kind of one surviving in that world, but also figuring that out. Like, okay, like unraveling that mystery and kind of slowly unearthing these truths. And then once they figure it out, okay, someone's up to something. Who is that and what is it? Sometimes they figure it out in ways that are very unfortunate. Yeah. About we go this way. There's a sound on top of these towers that is very similar to a sound in the building I live in. So sometimes I keep thinking, like, when there's like a storm and you get the creaking and stuff. So I'm like, is there a storm? There's no storm right now, which is rare. Okay, let's go fight someone over here. So as far as adaptations go, biggest move right up front. They took a character that wasn't in the first book and moved her right up front in season 1 on the show, which is pretty brilliant because if you look at and get to know the like structure of the story, the character is amazing. Avasarala, Shore Dashlu. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but she's amazing. She was on, if you watched 24, she was on a season of 24. But for me, she'll always be known as Avasarala. She's like a big player in. I don't need to worry about gas now. What happens if you shoot it, though? Let's find out. Yep. Okay. That. There's your action. He blowed up a gas can. Let's do another. Yeah, man. Woo. Right. Yeah, non-stop action and stuff on Chasing Kingdom stream. Um, yeah, so they took her and just moved her right into season 1, which was brilliant because she's really representative of the main representative of the Earthbound government. She's, also one that's trying to get to the bottom of things, but her motives aren't always super pure because she's ambitious politically. Um, yeah, but it's like that trifecta of the government or people group representation was like Avasarala for Earth as far as authority is concerned, because Holden is also from Earth, but he kind of abandoned it. He's from Montana. Do I want to fight? Ah, crap. I feel like I could wait for them to come upstairs and just take them out this way. Come on, buddies. Come on, come help your friend. I'm out of here. Woo! Woo! Alright, reload. Reload. Am I gonna make it? That was intense. Holy cow. They are the absolute worst. As an addition to this game, I get 4 of them. Let's Deadeye Marauder. So cool, you got me with a hunting rifle. I can understand 4 of them. Great. But let's lessen how many groups of them there are on the island. Cut it down to 4. But sure, keep that smaller amount of them as aggro and friggin' good at shooting as they are. But as it stands, it's a stupid addition to this game. Because you want to play against other players. You know what I mean? And I don't want to know that the Marauders are taken out. I hated it when I saw Shark take out 2 players when there were 3 of us left. It's a cheap way to win. Ugh. Hopefully they're only around for a few more weeks. Anywho, yeah, adaptation and the Expanse. So Avasarala represented, the Earthbound Authority. Mars was, who would that have been? I'm drawing a blank there. Really, the military. Because they're the biggest presence when it comes to the authority there. Because there is a guy who shows up later, but so I'd say you have Avasarala, really the Martian military, and then with the belts, there's Fred Johnson and Anderson Dawes. Yeah, Fred Dawson was a former Earther, but we'll go with Anderson representing the belt. Kind of the more revolutionary side of things. So that kind of trifecta it was great to bring her forward into that first season. So it was like brilliant move up front, really sold me on that writing team. And then there was one character that I really liked in the books, and he wasn't there. And then later on you realize it was they did bring him in, but it combined him with someone else. And that worked as well because there's just less time in a series than there is in a book to commit to all of the characters. So the way that they brought characteristics of people that of characters that people liked into one. It's kind of cool. Oh gosh, I hate the stupid routers. Okay. I think we've established that. Let's go to the stacks today. Why not? I want to get in more fights, just not with those idiots. Anyway, so the show was originally on Sci-Fi, and it lasted 3 seasons there. It's one of those shows where you know how it's got to be incredibly expensive to produce. I'm fairly certain that's why it ended up getting canceled. But thankfully they built enough of following there thanks to brilliant writing and directing, um, and the director of photography is brilliant. You can follow him on Instagram. He posts a lot of really great behind the scenes stuff. He's just got such a wonderful eye for everything. Jeremy Benning, Benning. If you find a page that just has amazing photography on it, you're in the right place. No. Someone's going for a little joyride. Oops. Should have gone down one more. Sploosh. Alright. I always shoot people like in the foot. I don't know why. Ooh, goodness gracious. Like when I'm in the middle of the stuff, there's this weird tendency I have to aim down. Alright, who else is in here? Find some help. Hey. I see you. Where are you? You're gonna come through here. I already know. Hey, fool. Oh. Captain Joyride going off out there. I really need to find some help, don't I? Let's see. Ah, here we go. Hear those idiot marauders out there. Fantastic. If they find me like I am right now, I'm toast. Oh my goodness. Give me that. So while, Avastral is dealing with, in this first, season or two, Avastral is dealing with kind of the government side of things. Holden and all of them are trying to get to the bottom of this conspiracy, like who's behind this attack and what are they hiding with this weird alien goo they found or whatever. There is a kidnapping case assigned to a detective. And It's on an asteroid in the belts, and it's given to a detective called Miller. And he's played by Thomas Jane. So Detective Miller is another one. Like, they all are kind of on their own path, but eventually they all kind of intersect. As it turns out, this nefarious plot that involved getting all of the planets at war with each other was there was a discovery of this alien. I don't know if I'd call it. It's like a, I think I want. Oh, I should probably look out for a sec. Not even paying attention. This is a hard story of this show to tell while doing this, but I like a challenge. How about I take that back and I go fight some people with this? Let's go. Does that car have a boot? Yeah, it does. So Detective Miller's going after this Julie Mao girl who has been kidnapped. So they say, and Holden and his crew, whose ship just got blown up, all of his homies, they're trying to figure out who's behind all of it. Who's shooting at me? I shoot you too. I see. Okie dokie. I got at you, buddy. I'm so sorry. Put in a good effort. Nope. Where are these idiots? I swear. Why is it getting louder? Nope. Son of a... This is going to be a true test of my not cursing on stream. I tell you. Oh, these guys are the worst. And they just force me right on out of the safe zone. Idiots. Okay. Holding them trying to figure out the mystery and their ship blowing up and who did it and why there's stealth tech and alien goo, and then Miller's trying to find this Julie Mao chick, and Abisarala from Earth is trying to, like, you know, do her political thing and also, you know, stop a war. And they all have to do with the same exact thing, which is this guy group found just super ancient alien artifact goo stuff, and of course wants to make money off of it. The best way to do so, obviously, because the world that it's never going to change, is to weaponize it. So sneak around and do what they need to do to figure that out. They, you know, get all of the worlds to point weapons at each other. My internet's going to crap out momentarily. Let's see if we can avoid that. Yeah, maybe we will. Interesting. That's basically the setup for, like, first season, and then things just get really complicated and gross and weird from there. Especially when they really learn the crap. They're everywhere. Good lord. Nope. Out. Not fighting you fools. I want to fight other players. Thank you very much. They end up seeing a town, if you will, kind of a one asteroid where colony is, city, whatever you want to call it, and that's completely just ravaged by this proto-molecule is what they call it. It is nasty. It's more gross in the books than I think that they would have been able to get away with on the show on Sci-Fi. I think if it had been moved to Amazon already, they would have been what they called vomit zombies. And it was this proto-molecule got these people so bad that it was just, yeah, which I thought was so cool. That was the only thing I was like, oh, but I get it. It's an adaptation. Interesting to see how adaptations can be different from one, even just network to another, you know? The internet's trying to die on me, but I'm not going to let it. So ultimately, in that first season, Holden and Miller and them kind of connect, and I won't go into like telling the entire history of the series, but it's amazing. And they're only up to the events of maybe half the books, and they're going to be starting. They've shot some of season 5. I don't know if it's all in the can or not. I did that. Hey guy, I blew up your car while I was telling a story about the show The Expanse. There we go. Let's do this one. I really wish I had a flare gun right now. Oh, I have a sniper. What's up? Yeah, stand still. Stand still. Ah! Now they know I'm here. That's a bummer. Ah, yeah. This is where I need a stupid flare gun. You don't see me. What's going on over here? Oh, that's those dumb marauders. Waste my ammo on you, am I? Yeah, maybe I am. So the great thing about those first few seasons is it was on Sci-Fi, and one benefit was it was one of those, like, is that because it's on fire? Can't tell. Since it was weekly, there's a live tweeting. That's where they really built a very loyal fan base. It was awesome. Like, all the actors and directors and the producers were all there, and the writing room was there, and like that was great. It was very interactive. It's very cool. The only person didn't, well, because he doesn't have a Twitter account, he was there like normally when they were doing it, but Steven Strait, who plays Holden, that was loads of fun. So that built a big, very loyal. Where are you? Ah! Yeah. That's funny. You earned it. They built this big community, really, which was cool. And it definitely came in handy later on. Because after the third season, they really saw what that proto-molecule was capable of. I think it was at the end of the third season where there was this just big reveal and kind of cliffhanger. And then Sci-Fi was like, sorry. and I'm pretty sure one of the big reasons was just it was so expensive. And then the fans came to the rescue, and of course, the history of other shows having been saved by other networks and streaming services and stuff like that had already become a thing. Like Arrested Development was on Fox and ended up on Netflix, um, so on and so forth. So knowing that that's an option, of course, fans started big campaigns, lobbying to get someone to pick up the Expanse. One of the major targets was Amazon, and it turns out Jeff Bezos was a fan of the show. That kind of helps. Um, but yeah, there were like fan videos and all sorts of things, and I can't remember exactly what it was that um, drove those like fan Save the Expanse campaigns exactly, like what made the biggest impact. But there was one that flew one of the rented a plane, made a banner that kind of pulls behind those planes. And it's hashtag Save the Expanse, and it flew over Amazon's headquarters in not Huntington, Santa Monica, somewhere down there, like LA County, but close to the beach. Pretty sure it's Santa Monica, in that area. Anyway, and that was a big one to get the attention. So that, of course, Twitter is huge for that, and it ended up working. Amazon stepped in, picked them up for a fourth season, and now they're. I know they've done shooting on the fifth. I'm pretty sure it's done. And I'm gonna venture to guess they'll be renewed for more. One of the things that cast is excited about, um, being able to cuss, because it's very fitting for that world and for those characters and everything. So they don't go overboard with it, but it's fitting. And of course, the Amazon has a huge budget, so as the dude from Jurassic Park would say, spared no expense. And if you see like images that Jeremy Benning, again, follow him on Instagram if you're interested in like cinematography and everything. They'll get good pictures of their sound stages, which are just massive and pretty incredible looking. I ended up going the 1 year that I did San Diego Comic Con. I snuck in on someone's. Be back. Maybe I already am. All right. So, yeah, San Diego Comic Con, 2016. This was before they went to Amazon, and I was there. Someone had like a extra media badge from whatever network they were working for. And I was very lucky to be able to sneak in on that, and it's that just whole lottery system is jacked trying to get in. Like, not even half the people that, way less than half the people that want to go end up going because they're just, it's so popular, such high demand, and obviously there's only so much room when it's happening. And the Expanse cast and some of the writing team was there, and Adam Savage from Mythbusters was the panel host because he's a huge fan just because of how realistic the physics are in the show for space and all that kind of stuff. So if you're into like the hard sci-fi and haven't seen it, definitely check it out. But that was a great kind of treat. I didn't do the Hall H thing just because, I wasn't about to spend the night outside so that I can go in and see Superman or whatever. No offense to people who do that, but I'm not in my 20s. I have standards as far as where my grumpy old ass is going to be, laying down at night. But that was very cool to be able to like cover that panel with them there. But yeah, it was interesting to see how them cultivating that like real loyal following. There, you could tell they're very genuine. Excited to make something as good as they are with as such a diverse cast as it is, and something as unique as it is, and then having that payoff with like the fans literally going to bat for them and putting everything into it, and then they end up, saving the show. That's lame. Take the boot off, man. Can I drive this one? Let's drive a car. It's gonna run out of gas soon, isn't it? This is nice. You want to get that guy? Let's go get that guy. Where are you, buddy? No cars. Let's just do this. Someone else in here, though. Isn't there? Where are you? Let's dance. Oh. Where are you? Ooh. I kind of want to get into characters and stuff on the show. Oh, was that a gas can I can blow up? No. Let's find one. Amos is my favorite. We'll just start there. The internet's trying to crap out again. Where are you? Oh, you're behind me. Oh, there you are. Man. Amos is my favorite. I always love when the big tough guy is like... I mean, he's well written, so he's not just that, but he's the muscle. But he just takes it so far beyond even what was on the page in the book, because I think he was older, just wasn't as, he was a good character for sure, but something about Wes. I don't know if it's Chatham. I don't know how it's pronounced, but the way he brings something very unique and vulnerable and accessible to someone who is just so tough, but really kind of also messed up in the head. Something really cool about him. I would say the most impressive performance, though, from the top of his story arc to where we've left off with him, is Tom Jane as Miller. Because he really goes through it. Like, he's incredible. And there are some things that they pull off visually on that show that they should not be able to. There's one in the last season where they're on this, that's a big spoiler if you're not that far. They're in an encampment. In this kind of... Okay, they usually can't see you if you're in the bush. But let's test. Do I want to mess with them? Just listen to how stupid they sound. Come on. Anyway. I really have beef with them, don't I? See what I'm talking about? Anyway, so they're in this other, like, foreign encampment out there in space. And come across weird stuff as they usually do. That's what this is par for the course for this show, in the books and everything. And a character takes this form that I remember being described in the books, and then you're like, there's no way. There's no way they were going to be able to pull this off. It was kind of like in, if you watch Party Down, and there's that episode where the writer, the angsty writer character, comes across his like old sci-fi writing partner. And they have this argument about an adaptation of a book to a movie that this old friend is doing, and there's like, there's no way you're going to be able to do the blank. And he's like, oh no, we're going to make him this and this and that, whatever. And so it was kind of like that. I'm like, nope, not going to be able to represent that visually in this show. Boy, was I wrong. Alright, what goes good with R? Probably not this charge gun. I haven't seen many rocket launchers since the cars were introduced. I kind of want to see how those would pair up. But anyways, yeah, so there's some things you just like, there's no way, and then you watch it, you're like, okay, they pulled it off. But yeah, Tom Jane is fantastic. The dude that plays Amos, Wes Chatham, also wonderful. And then the woman who plays Bobby, the Martian Marine. I should IMDb it, just out of respect to me. Come on. Frankie Adams. I didn't even need to look. It's still loading, I swear. See, this is me searching. The Expanse. Let's just do X. And there we are. Yep. Frankie Adams. I knew it. Oh. Put all of that aside, as far as my favorites are concerned. I forgot. I should be completely ashamed. Seven left. Um, drummer. Kara G plays drummer. Ooh. Am I getting shot at by stupid marauders or actual players? Alright, I see you, buddy. You see me? Ah! Where are you? Where are you? Sit still. There we go. Where are you? Oh crap. I didn't see you, I didn't see you, I didn't see you. What was that? Oh, you got me shooting at your friggin' decoy. How dare you? Oh. That was a cool move that she did, though. Oof. I'm stressed out. Give me this. Give me that. Through the gas can. Where is this? There's one of us left. But Kara G is drummer. One of the coolest things. She's another one of those like. Oh, where are you at? Where are you at? I did okay that time. I think I did. See, this is all thanks to talking about drummer. That Nebula from Guardians in the Avengers universe. I'm having a terrible time with names today. But one of those where they really put. There's just so much work that went into like the physicality and the voice and like dialect and all of it all put together. It's not just like someone not reading a script, but there's just a lot more that's poured into it, that creating a well-rounded physical and emotional and that kind of character. So like Nebula, I would say also like I've talked about this character before. Scott Pilgrim, Envy Adams, Carl Danvers. What is wrong with me? Well, Karen Gillan played Nebula. Brie Larson as Envy Adams and Scott Pilgrim. And then Kara G. We've brought it full circle as drummer in The Expanse. Where it's just there's a dedication to dialect and this physicality and making it very specific, very cool character. And if you watch The Expanse and really get to know drummer, it's kind of like prototype perfect for, this Belter dialect, which isn't just in a dialect, but it's also in a physicality as well. And then you watch an interview with her. It's incredible, honestly. It's because she's just silly and, obviously we shouldn't be surprised just because, yes, it's acting and they're not being themselves or whatever, but it's impressive when you see how far away from themselves they're becoming in a way that's so real, tangible, believable, So read the books. Just read Leviathan Wigs, especially if you're looking for something to read. But and for The Expanse, if you're looking to jump into something, there's 4 seasons now. Oh, 5? I'm terrible remembering after working. I'm pretty sure it's just 3 seasons on Sci-Fi and then 56 episodes. That's not helpful. Yeah, I love it. Episode 5.1, no date. Thanks, Corona. But yeah, there's 4 seasons, so 50-something. I hope they're not counting the season 5 episodes in that count. So anyway, there's 4 seasons to check out, and a ton of books, so depending on what you're looking for. It's excellent. It's as good as the cover art. As usual, again, the channel is Chasing Geekdom. If you want to get to know what I'm usually doing out in the world, covering comic conventions, like I mentioned, the theme parks, as well as race events like Star Wars Half Marathon, all that kind of stuff. There's also some older content, kind of like this, but with Disneyland in the backdrop, or a comic convention in a backdrop, or whatever. So I'm not doing anything too different, just a much different backdrop. Check out the old stuff on the YouTube channel. There's a megasode from the Walt Disney World trip a few years back. My god kids who got me slightly better at this game because they're amazing. They're in that video. jcgeekdom.com, there's an interview there I did with the gentleman who played Serial Pharrell on Game of Thrones. Do that at Con of Thrones. But hit me up on Twitter and Instagram. Do what you need to do to remember when I'm here. And these will end up posting as well on my YouTube channel after the fact, so you can go check out youtube.com/chasinggeekdom. And there's a link in the bio here. You can check out previous episodes of this streams, but there's always a topic like I did today. Yeah, Monday through Friday, 7:15 p.m. Central, I will be here. Saturday, Sunday as well. I've got a whole, I don't know what time exactly, but I've got a whole fandom brunch company battle going where I'm going through a whole bunch of different fandoms and choosing one character out of them, each of them, that I would want to have as brunch company. And I think I'm turning it into a Sweet 16 thing. It's brackets, so you can really narrow it down and figure out who wins in best fandom superhero / geek stuff brunch company. Yep. Thanks for hanging out, and you know where I'll be.